All right. Hey, welcome back to the group, Bollinger Momentum Traders. Jump right into it. Today we were looking at again, these are the only four charts that I trade. As of right now, I will be looking to expand into stocks and things like that using a stock scanner, looking for some more explosive moves, bigger moves. But as of right now, coming into the charts, I am in Central Time Zone. So everything that I've mentioned here, the time is going to be 1 hour difference in New York. So just keep that in mind. Uh, for me, market opens at 8:30. New York is 9:30. I'm sorry. New York is 9:30 open, and for Central Standard Time, open is 8:30. So what I was looking at here coming in, looking at all four charts, looking at the Bollinger Bands here on the top left. QQQ is the NAS 100 if you trade in Forex. It's the NQ if you trade in futures. Looking at the Bollinger Bands, prices below the Bollinger Bands, going into the open. Looking over here for to the right, SPY, that's going to be your S&P 500 or SPX if you're trading Forex. That's going to be your ES for futures. Again, looking at the pre-market London Open. Uh, so price is below the Bollinger Band. Okay. Looking down here on the bottom left, DIA is going to be the Dow Jones or US 30 for Forex traders. YM for the uh, futures traders. So looking at price, it's kind of bouncing around in between the Bollinger Bands. So right before the open, that would be a no-go for me. That's a no trade zone there. Looking here on the bottom right-hand side, IWM is going to be Russell 2000. Not very many people trade this ticker in the Forex market. And futures, I don't really hear very many people mention the Russell 2000 in the Forex or futures market. But looking here, prices in between the bands, but there is a very clear consolidation zone here. So this was the trade that I decided to take today because at between 8 o'clock and 8:30, this candle was pushing down heavily compared to all the rest of the charts. So IWM is the chart that I'm going to focus on. I will go over here real quick. And these are the orders, these are the options trades that I took today. Okay. And so 100% win rate on today's trades. Even though some of them may have been small, that was a 100% win rate starting at 8:43 and ending at 10:20. There was three separate entries. First trade was two contracts. That was a scale in opportunity, and then sold those contracts. Second trade opportunity, that was three entries, two scale in opportunities, and then to sell those contracts. And then the third trade was three trade opportunities as well with two scale ins, and then to sell those as well. So that's what we'll be talking about today in this video. Let's see. Now we can go over to the chart. All right. So in the daily, there was a gap right here in the market. So there was a gap in price from yesterday and today. We have our previous day high, previous day low, and then we have a gap in the market to where today opened. So that was on the daily. Going to the hour, we have that consolidation where that gap took place on the daily. Okay. And that's a clear consolidation that we're looking at. And remember, I stated that on the right before the open, the 30-minute candle was already pushing down strong and volume was already strong as well. So that is why I end up taking this trade today. We dropped down to the 30. It was already pushing, good volume there. Consolidation is still holding. 15. We're just walking our way down the chart, top down analysis or multi time frame analysis. Okay. 15 is holding overnight high, overnight low. This is pre market low here. And so as we're looking at this, price indicated that it wanted to go to the downside, came back, excuse me, closed, excuse me, closed in the consolidation zone. And then price pushed out of the consolidation. It's below the bands, below the moving average. And so with that, I was getting ready for the sales. If I drop down to the 5 minute, you can see here on that opening candle, price pushed down heavily, good volume. It paused. And so as soon as price broke the bottom of the big candle here, uh, I went ahead and took a sell on this trade. And so, where is this? Not that one, this one. Uh, there we go. So I took a sell right here, 840 time frame. So let's see the exact time that trade took place. Over to the Discord, go into IWM, and we click here. It says 848 was that entry. So this is 35 to 40, 40. When this candle closed 840, and then over into the next candle, price was already pushing back up. So I put my entry here after price closed below. So here, price closed below. I had my entry here. Uh, and so then price opened here and it pulled back. It triggered me into the trade. And then it started to fall into profit. And so price dropped down here. It started pausing on the 1 minute chart. If we pull that chart over here, I'll just put them side by side. All right, 1 minute. Let's get back over here. All right, so this is a better view of it. Uh, so what is that? 42, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 48. All right. So at the close of this candle right here, then entered the trade theory. All right. And so the trade had broke this consolidation zone on the 1 minute. 5 minute was in alignment as well. And so that's why this trade happened. Um, then price started falling and I got out of the trade. Uh, let's see. 908 is when I exited the trade. So we follow here. We got this is 9 o'clock, 9:05, 6, 7, 9:08. So at the close of this candle, which closed above the Bollinger Band, on the close of that candle, that 907 candle, on the close of that, I exited the trade, which was 908. And so this is where I exited this trade for a small profit. And then I waited for a price to come back and come back below the Bollinger Band. It looks like somewhere after 922. This is 923 is the next entry. If we look here, 923 was my next entry. And then I had an entry at 927. Uh, and I also had an entry at 930. So 923, 927, and 930. As you can see at 928, the trade instantly, pretty much immediately went into profit more than 20%, 927 and 928. But 923, 927, and 930 were my entries on this. So coming back over here on the 1 minute chart, we're looking, if we pair that up with the 5 minute, we got 925 right here. So you can see that price is already headed down. Okay, it's headed down. And so then on the right hand side, the 1 minute chart, where we say 923, 23, 27, and 30. All right, so 923 is right here. Okay, so on the close of this 922 candle, closed 922, so entered at 923 right here on this candle, and then uh, watch price do a slight little pause, and then 926, the close of this candle, which is 927 entry. And if we look here at the bottom, we have good volume for that 926 candle, and so entering into that 927, and then keep going over 930 candle. So this 930 candle, as it broke right here, as it broke this candle, then that was an entry on the 930 before the candle closed, just because the volume was good and the candle was showing momentum to the downside. So those are the three trades for the second trade, three entries, and then the exit was at 938 was the exit. All right. So we can look here. 938 is going to be right here. So if we look again, volume has stepped in on the candle after the doji, and then basically waiting to see what the next candle is going to do. It turned blue with good volume. Candle after that, we went ahead and got out of the trade on this 937 candle. At the close of that candle, if you look at the volume and you look at the candle, that candle engulfed the previous candle. So we went ahead and exited that trade right here. Okay. So then we're out of that trade, price pull back again. And then let's see where we got into the last trade. Let's see. So from 938, 951 is our next entry. We had an entry when we got in 951, it immediately went in drawdown. Okay. It lost more than 20%. But then we got into another entry at 10:05 as a recovery, 10:12, and then 10:15. That trade had went into profit more than 20%, and we took our exit at 10:20. So we had entries at 9:51, 10:05, and 10:12. So 9:51, 10:05, 10:12. We look over here on the left hand, right hand side. I'm sorry. So we're looking at 9:51. So this candle here, uh, price came out of the Bollinger Band, gave pressure to the downside. On this particular instance, at 9:50, the this was an entry candle and not a scale in opportunity. So remember, we take our entries on the 5 minute chart. So let's go over here to the 5 minute and look for the 9:45 candle. 9:45 is here. If we look, we see, I'll just get rid of this. If we see here a nice strong bearish candle, there is uh, the weekly high that price is bouncing off of. Volume doesn't quite match just yet. And then over here on the 1 minute, this 950, when this candle closed below that weekly high, that yellow line, it closed below. Then I took that entry at the close of that 950 candle, which was a 951 entry. Okay. Go back over here and look at 951 is the entry right here. All right. And so then the next entry is at 10:05. If we get rid of that. So we're entered here on this candle. At the close of that candle, we entered. It went into drawdown, and then it came back, and 10:05 was the entry. So let's find a 10:04 candle here. 10:04 uh, price broke below that weekly level again, right here. So 10:04 price broke below that weekly level again. and we entered the trade again as a scale in opportunity. Um, Volume hadn't quite matched, but based on the wick on the top, it meant buyers had stepped in. And then we also have this level of pressure here. Okay. This level of pressure here where it failed to swing up. It created lower highs, lower highs. Okay. So we went ahead and entered on that. And then the last entry was at 1012. If we come over here, close of the 1011 candle, 1011, close of that candle. And we had, let's see, let's change this to, it's none of those. So here and make it blue. What's the line? All right. So right here was our scale in opportunity. Volume does match the candle. We scaled in and we wrote it down. And then we exited the trade at 10:20. So we're here 18:19. So on the close of this candle here, again, another engulfing candle. We got out of the trade here on this trade. I mean, on this candle right here, where it gave us an engulfing, and then we went ahead and took the exit. Even though volume didn't match, we took the exit just to protect the capital. And then price made a slight pullback, continued down before reversing uh, back to the upside in this instance. So this is the trade for today, May 12th. And I think there was something else I wanted to show you here in the Discord. Let's see. So use the Bollinger Band strategy, identify consolidation on a higher time frame, waited for a breakout plus volume, entry on the 5 minute time frame, scale in on the 1 minute time frame, patience pays. And so if we go to daily wins and losses, here are the three trades. This was the first trade here. The exit was at 908. Got in 88 cents was the average for two contracts. And then we exited at 98. That trade actually ran for, got in at 88. It hit a high of 362. So that would have been a 311% gain. But what we got out of it was a 12.5% gain. Okay. And then the next trade, oh, and then also too, this was the 282 put. Okay. Then the next trade was a 281. So we're dropping down, keeping our price, protecting our capital. So we're always looking for that option strike price that has a delta that's closest to 0.30, right? So 0.30 delta is what we're looking for, that strike price to enter. That gives us an opportunity to scale our contracts. Okay. So in this instance, this was a 281 put. We got in, we were able to get three contracts at 76 cents, uh, and then ride that down for an 81% gain. And then we got out of that at 938. And then the third trade was a 279 put. Uh, and we were able to get into that at 55 cents, ride that down to 76 cents, three contracts, and then we got out with a 38% gain on that. And then that's that 1020 close. So again, you always want to protect your capital. You don't want to keep going up in price, up in price, up in price. You want to use something that you can replicate and repeat time over and over and over again. And that's that 0.3 delta that we're looking for the contracts that we enter on. Okay. So if you have any questions, anything doesn't make sense, you can always come and join the Discord group. All right. And I will drop that link right here. I'll drop that in the YouTube video. And so then you can join the Discord and we can talk more in the community. and you can get your questions answered if you have any. All right. Hey, thank you guys again for uh, joining the YouTube channel and watching the videos. It really means a lot. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.